Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, everyone. How are you guys doing today? Happy Saturday. Yes, it's a very wonderful day. It's a wonderful Saturday where very sunny and very calm. I don't know what's the situation where you guys are, but I hope it's also same. At least you have some sort of sanity. I remember I used to look forward to Saturdays because it was just the time to chill and rest. But on the other side, Saturday is also a day for one bear. So I don't know what side of the divide you fall on, but I do hope that you're having a great Saturday. My name is Jibike, and this is another exciting, edition of the Alumni Showcase. So just in case this is your very first time of, joining us, this is an initiative from Redeemers University Alumni Association, right? And this just intends to showcase, to what let me I'm trying to look for another word for showcase now, to spotlight, the amazing talents that Redeemers University has produced. And we'll be having one of such shortly. So before we bring in our guests, I just want to tell you that this happens every last Saturday of the month. So today is the 29th of May. It is the last Saturday in May, and it happens every last Saturday. And it's broadcast on YouTube. Yes, our channel on YouTube. So if you want to catch us anytime, even if it's after the broadcast, you can always go to our channel, Redeemers University Alumni Association on YouTube, and you can also watch previous episodes, there because the content is top notch. Okay, so I won't be wasting any more time. I do have I'm supposed to have an accomplice. I don't know where he is. I don't know where he is, but I'm very sure he's going to be joining us shortly. So once again, welcome to the Alumni Showcase. This is the third edition, and we have someone spectacular that we will be bringing up right after this break. So I don't know what you're doing, but I just want you to stay comfortable, stay calm, relax, get your popcorn, get your drinks, whatever, because you're going to have a smooth ride on this show this evening. So please stay tuned, and once we come back, we'll be introducing our guest today.
My name is Charles, and I'm the CEO of CK Digital. Redeemers University helped me personally. I say that everywhere. Redeemers University helped me. First, there was the entrepreneurial training. There was a training that was conducted during weekends where were taught about how to create a business plan. It helped me think like, okay, if I was going to go into business, what kind of business would I go into? So as part of the requirement for the course, we're supposed to come up with a business plan, and I actually created a business plan for a web design company. So that was one major thing that at least gave me a bit of foundation, a bit of background into entrepreneurship while I was still in school. So it was very, very instrumental to my success.
All right. Welcome back. Yes, welcome back to the Alumni Showcase. I see that our audience is building up. So yes, welcome. I see Philip. Welcome. So please, if you're here, why don't you just engage your keypads right now, become keypad warriors. Let's know where you are watching from. Philip, where are you watching from? So please, let's engage our comment section as well because that also helps with our interactions, doesn't it? So yes. So I'm still waiting for my accomplice. I don't know where he is. Please, my behind the scene people, can you help me find my accomplice and bring him here so that we can get this show running? But whilst they are doing that, our lovely guest um is already here with us, and I'm just going to bring her up in a minute. I'm not going to do any fancy introduction because I believe she's going to, introduce herself. And she's also very, very familiar. A number of us actually know her. Yes, a number of us know her. And, this chat will also be bringing or making us know more about her, going a little bit inside, knowing more about what she does, how she thinks, how Ron has helped her and, her future career prospects. So yes, just before we bring her, thank you guys. Yes, I can see some comments already coming in. So Philip is from, I see you, Philip. Yep, Winnipeg, Canada. Yes, thank you. Shade, of course, lovely to have you here. Right. So I think we can bring Bella up right now. Wale, please can you just add Bella onto the screen?
Hey.
Yay!
Hi.
Hello.
It
Hello.
is so good to be here. So good to be
Hello.
here, I promise. Can you hear
Finally,
me?
you made it.
I made it. I did. I made it. And
Ye-
I'm grateful to God that I was able to. Uh,
Yay! We're also
yes.
excited to have you here. Good evening, Bella, and thank you
Thank
so
you for
much for
having
honoring
me.
our invitation,
Thank you
even
for
though it
having me.
was very last minute. Thank you.
It's
Lovely,
okay.
lovely.
Anything
So
for
let's just
you.
lovely. Let's just get right at it. So I decided to skip the introduction because I love when people introduce themselves. I think there's just that personal touch, it adds to it, during the interview. So I could go on and, say da 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 da, but, sometimes it's just good to hear from the horse's mouth. So can we meet Bellarose?
Wow, this is interesting. Typically, I'm the one on the other side of the microphone or screen. So it feels
Exactly.
very interesting that I'm on this side now. I'm being interviewed. But I feel very honored. So I guess in a few words, Bellarose Okojie is a media personality. I'm an actor, I'm a voiceover artist, I'm a broadcaster, I'm an editor, I'm a writer. I like to say that I arts personified. So anything about the arts except painting with a brush, except on my eyelids and on my makeup. That is definitely what I'm up for. So whether it's writing, whether it's presenting, whether it's content creation, all of those things are up my alley. And that's basically what people come to know me for. I'm also an unashamed minister of the gospel of Jesus Christ and an ex-student of the Redeemer's University, or an alumni student. So yeah, that's who I am in a few words.
Well, thank you. I love the way you just touched everything that's very, very key. So thank you so much. So media personality, content creator, you're an actor, broadcaster, and I love the finishing touch. You're a minister of the gospel of Jesus Christ. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus.
Yeah,
Okay, so
amen.
I think we're just gonna start first of all from, this is the alumni showcase, right? So we all have one thing in common. We all went to Redeemers University. So we just want to throw
Yep.
things back a little bit, and could you tell me about your time in Run? Like, what was, did you have any highlights? But we all, by the grace of God, we all were in the same department, Romsa, and so did you
Yes.
particularly have any highlights back then in Run? And you look back to it and you're always grateful that you had that opportunity to pass the Run.
Honestly speaking, I am every day grateful to God for the opportunity to have attended Redeemer's University. Um, And I'm not just saying that because I feel like sometimes when people say stuff like, oh, I'm a proud Ron alumnus, people are like, I beg you. But I really mean it when I say it. I'm proud to have attended the Redeemers University because of how it shaped me as a person, right? Not many people are of the opinion that private universities are fantastic for whatever reason. People have reservations about private universities and they say stuff like, it doesn't toughen you up for the real world. They say stuff like you are too shielded, you are too guarded. They say stuff like it's a glorified secondary school and all of these things. But what's interesting is a lot of the experiences I had in the Redeemers University. So from stuff like Mommy Potter issues, for instance, to having to attend morning devotion, to meeting all the people that I met when I had roommates, to even like my course mates as well, and doing assignments together, or being even a part of the student union, the student association as well at some point. All of these things may not have been major highlights for me. To your question, it might not have been major highlights for me. And it did not dawn on me until I actually got out of the university. So it was just like I was living my life. So it's not like I was going about pretty much university thinking, oh, that's a major highlight, or yeah, this definitely will be something I refer to. Maybe I did think about that at some point, but it was not something I did consciously. It's not like I was deliberate or very intentional, about some of these things. Maybe I thought a few relationships would, do that for me. But yeah, thank God that that's not the case. But truth is, I did not know at the time that these things would be a highlight of my life until I got out of the university. And that is why I'm grateful, because it's fantastic to see that the latter is greater than the former. And, the experiences that you have.
Oh, wow. Our network is being quite unfriendly today. Okay, so while we wait for her to reconnect, I can see Osas has finally been found. My accomplice has finally been found. So please, can you just add him in? Osas, how you left me alone? That's not nice.
I can't leave you alone. So we have network challenges sometimes, and you can't predict the network. So hi everyone, hi GBK, you're looking nice, really nice.
Thank you. Thank you.
Nice to see you here, and welcome. I'm sure GBK has already welcomed you. I'm sure GBK has welcomed you already to today's showcase. So I'll just say hello, everyone. I'm glad that I'm here, and I'm glad I'm hosting this with GBK, the amazing GBK. And I'm sure we're going to have fun together, and we're going to learn a lot about our guest Bellarose Okojie.
All right, thank you. So whilst we're still waiting for Bella to to come back, hopefully our network will be nice. We're having the conversation of, well, I kind of called it major highlights, back in run. So did you have any major highlight, or did you have things that you look back at, your time, in university, undergraduate days, and you're just happy, grateful, and you would like to share?
Well, sincerely, I'm sure that we all had major highlights, but I think one that really stands out is the carnival, Ronsa Carnival. It's it's more or less like a time to just unwind. It's a time to forget about any cost that is worrying you. Permit my grammar. It's just a time to forget about every worry you had or you've had or you are having, at that time in university, and to think about nothing else than fun, so probably that's why I love, the Redeemers University association, students association rather, carnival, and maybe because of the fact that mass communication would always ROMSA, or any department that is involved with mass communication would always come out tops. So, probably.
I do remember the battles those days of
So which memory or memories stood out for you when you were at the Redeemers University? I know you have a lot. For me, that is just one out of so many.
Thinking about it now, I loved Bella's perspective, and I think everything culminated to an experience, and most times you won't value it until you're out of that certain, and then when you're faced with real life challenges, you begin to look back and say, oh. So I think one thing I really appreciated my time at run was, how I wouldn't say it was grilling, but how we were intentionally brought up with, with spiritual, I don't want to say spiritual matters now, but intentionality about building up our spirituality as individuals. Like a lot of people might have found that very difficult, but that's one thing I look back, you know, and I'm grateful for, because the world definitely throws things at you, and being in the industry I worked in, you have to you have to be firm, and you have to, like, as my mom would say, have your head sitting on your head properly, so that you don't kind of go with the wind or go with the tide. And I'm so grateful for that. And I know it sounds very cliche, but I think that's one thing I am very grateful for, looking back, at my experience um in run. Another thing I loved was when we had our Ramsa week. A number of schools, right? We had our weeks, and our week long celebration. Highlighting different things that the department does. And I always look forward to Ramsa week every year, because it was fantastic. There was fun, and being in the media, like, at that time. Well done, and big ups to all the ESCOs there, and they always try to bring people that were relevant. And this was us, undergraduate students, very hyped up about the future, looking up to those people, and hoping, one day that would kind of attain the excellence that they exude, excuse me, they exuded and still exude. And those things shaped my experiences. I would say that everything it's like a comprehensive package for me. So maybe one or two highlights, but I think the whole holistically looking at it, it was a fantastic experience for me. That's what I would say. So whilst Bella is trying to reconnect, um I think we'll just go on a quick break right now, and then when we come back, hopefully, excuse me, hopefully Bella will be here, and then we'll continue this. And you also have to see another face and learn more about Bellarose. And I can see that people also are, in the comment section. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Keep the comments coming in. If you also have some lovely memories that you would love to share, about your times in Redeemers University, please, let's hear about it. We're very much happy to read out your comments, and just enjoy the whole experience of this show. So, quick break, and when we come back, we will be continuing on Spotlighting Bellarose Okojie. Please stay tuned.
Redeemers University helped me personally. I say that everywhere. Redeemers University helped me. Another thing that really helped me was that course on web design and data security. It was an eye opener for me. It was practical. It actually taught me some of the things that I needed to know about website design. I mean, I had to learn more, but that initial introduction helped me actually discover website design and helped me realize that it was something I was passionate about, right? So these different things helped me improve my skills, helped me realize my passion, and generally helped me grow.
My name is Oyetunde Redepo. I'm an alumnus of Redeemers University, and I would recommend Redeemers University for anybody who wants a great university. I would recommend Redeemers University to any body who wants to get into the university. In the area of spiritual development, you are sure that you're going to get that. Talk of entrepreneurship spirit, that's where the world is going to right now. You will get it there at the Redeemers University. And talk of ICT, they are there as well. So it's just lots of opportunities for anybody who will key into what the school has put in place for them.
All right, welcome back. Welcome back. Yes, still the alumni showcase, and it seems like the network is not being friendly to many people this weekend, but not to worry. Hopefully my network doesn't disappoint. And then we'll just keep this running. So Bella will still soon be here. She'll soon be here, and then we keep this going on. But yeah, as I was saying just before we went on the break, like I had so many experiences back in Redeemers University, and aside the carnival, I think I also enjoyed the practical sessions we had. So because I studied mass communication, and I'm very grateful to God that I have been able to practice, and I'm still practicing what I studied. So the highlight, one of what I would say, one of the highlights for me was during I think some of the models we took, like announcing and performance, and some key broadcasting models. And, this was something I particularly look forward to because I felt like it was training me up, to be a broadcaster. It was training me up to be, an exceptional journalist. It was training me up to be, the best I could be in my field. And I do remember that one of the grievances I had back then so back then in the mass communication department we had is it I've forgotten what they call them, and we had three pathways. Yeah, so we had print, we had broadcasting, and we had public relations and advertising. We used to call that PRAD. And I remember that we were allocated to these pathways, and and I felt like they should have allowed us choose the pathway we wanted. And I also thought about it from another perspective, and I guess that a lot of us would have probably run into the broadcasting pathway if they had not tried to evenly distribute us out there. And even though I was key on broadcast, I wanted to be this fantastic broadcaster, the next Aisha Sise of Nigeria, or Aisha Sise of the world, I was put in print. Imagine, they put me inside print. Chai, God. And this meant that I had to learn how to write and write a new story and hone my skills. And I am grateful for that experience because if I probably was just doing my broadcast, I probably wouldn't know how to write. I probably wouldn't even know what the 5Ws and H are. And it's so awesome to also know that these the 5W and H, who, what, when, where, why, and how, if you don't know what I'm talking about, also applicable in other fields, other fields of study. Anyways, I think I've said too much. I would hand over to Osta. So I was just trying to remember some of the other highlights that I had, in run. Just and hoping that you would join, and now you're here. So over to you.
Okay, so I'm very certain that many persons want to share their highlights, and then probably their most memorable moments in the Redeemers University. So if you're watching this either on YouTube or on Facebook and you are itching to let us know your memorable moments, please feel free to do so using the chat the chat section, the chat option, either on YouTube or on Facebook. And please feel free to write, an essay, if, if you will, right? And share with us those moments you had. I think it varies because, when myself and GBK were at the Redeemers University, we were at the redemption camp. That's where we were. And then some people, when we share something, some people are like, sorry, can't relate, but it varies because some persons would have some memories at the redemption camp. Ours would be, myself and JBK's own will be different. And then some persons who spent their university days at, the at Ede will have a different experience, from ours. So please do kindly share. Don't be shy, please. Kindly share with us your moments, your memorable moments. While we wait, for Bellarose to join us very, very soon. Oh
I
yeah,
think
so somebody.
honestly, one thing I prayed for, and I'm grateful to God that it didn't happen, was that I didn't go to a day. Preferably, but I was just happy that I stayed at the redemption camp from start to finish. because I couldn't just grapple the idea of starting somewhere and ending somewhere that's like uncharted territories and everything. I'm like, please Lord, let me just finish it.
Mm.
After my certificate, then the brother. I know it's a selfish prayer, but I think camp was just ideal and it was perfect, for learning for us. Yay!
Yeah,
Looks
yeah.
like
So someone mentioned, I think it was someone mentioned that he misses the student forum. So student forum, please. Who misses student forum?
they
I
probably
don't
is
want to
very
get annoyed right now. Like student
Bella
forum.
Isa,
Hi, Bella.
Bella Isa. Yay! Our own celebrity. Gosh,
So
I feel I feel like I'm talking to a celeb. God, hey God, I'm humble. I'm humble.
Bella, my Lord, may I? My Lord, may I?
Bella, we can't hear you.
I'm so sorry. I've been muted the entire time. I apologize.
Okay,
So anyway,
thank you.
yeah, where were we?
We were
We
talking
were
about
at
memories and we tried to fill you
the
up as
showcase.
you left. But I think you had finished what you were saying, right? Didn't you?
Yes, basically I had. I mean, it's generally like you know, there were lots of remarkable things that happened while I was in the Redeemers University, but I don't know that they were like, well, they could pass as highlights of my time, in Ron. So I think it was Sas when I mentioned Ronsa, the carnivals that we had, those were a lot of fun. I always look forward to it. If I remember one time, I don't know if it was the Romsa Carnival or where we invited Gentle Touch, right? And then Gentle
Mm.
Touch retouched my hair. Hey, my hair,
Wow.
people did not believe that was my natural hair. Like lots of people were arguing and were like, that's not your hair. I'm like, Gentle Touch touched it. Holla. And, so yeah, those moments were very fun. I remember that I had the opportunity of going to see Daddy Gio while I was in Ronsa. That was really remarkable. I remember then that myself, Deji Adeyemi, Asibongumana, I think Uzo, Diru, Afolabi, Grace, I think also was with us. I think a few people were not able to come around or they did not allow everybody going, but I was one of the chosen few. And it was such
Chosen
Wow.
one.
amazing opportunity, having seen Daddy Geo from a distance, or even closely,
All
but
right.
not breathing the same actual air,
Mm.
and that was an opportunity that I just remember I was just crying that day. I
God
was just
bless.
crying. Bellarose could not say anything. I was in tears for some weird reason. I was just in awe, and that definitely was remarkable for me. It was a privilege and an honor. I think also it toughened me up in a sense because sometimes I just like to mind my business and keep it moving. But there were
Yeah.
times when I remember very well when we had to go to Arena for Holy Ghost service or divine encounter, maybe even particularly Holy Ghost service. And then when people had to enter inside Magic School Bus, they will not go and sit down at the back. They will sit down in front. And
Uh,
there's space at the back. It's like
their
go
levels.
to the back. There is space behind, but they would not move. So one time, I
Mm.
can't forget this. One time I was so angry. I got on the bus and I shoved the people who were trying to get in. I shoved every one of them back. Like no one is entering this bus. Da 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 da. I was so angry. I was so upset. GBK. I was so upset because you guys will
I
keep
can
begging
imagine.
you to go to the back, but you will not go to the back. And then when people enter the bus, right? It's just a madhouse because ideally when people enter the bus, they should see space, but nobody wants to go to the back. So I did have that moment. I was angry. I guess the people that I met as well, were also can also be termed or tagged highlights of my time in Imagine
Yo,
University.
yeah.
I had all sorts of people. I met all sorts of people, the good, the nice, the not so nice. The ones that you thought were like so dashing 100 level, but finally like you're like, who be that? yeah, but it did contribute to the university experience for me, and I doubt very loud about that kind of opportunity. I had gone to another university. The hostel experience as well, and it was like loved it so much. The fact that I had enough space to put my stuff and I could brag to everyone who went to another university, like there's just two of us in the room, or that for me.
Yeah. Oh my God, I do remember. Oh my God, that was my
Yes.
birthday. I remember. We have AC
So
in our rooms.
yeah,
We have AC.
exactly. So that was definitely something I love to talk about.
Oh,
That also
such
just stood
beautiful memories, such wonderful memories. Thank you so much for sharing all
yeah.
these wonderful memories, Bella. I think we've gone the nostalgic route for now, and that's more than enough. So I think we'll just move right deep, digging into career. You're such a fantastic media personality. By the grace of God, I've also had the opportunity of working with you. You've done so many things, created an alter ego for yourself. I'll be talking about that much later. But I just want to ask, how has the media journey been for you so far? You're
Oh,
on mute.
we can we can't hear you, Bella.
I'm so sorry. I'm so used to, like, when I'm on Zoom videos and everything, I love to mute myself so I don't
Yeah.
say what people need to hear. So yeah. So sorry, that's happening here again. But truth is, with regards to being in the media, it's honestly not a question I know how to answer, because I really honestly feel like when I give some of the answers that are my actual reality, people are going to be like, now so talk reality, and that is my reality. Um, it has been what you hear from every other person that's not perhaps your friend in the media is largely true, right? So people are going to do weird things because they want to be in the media. People are going to do weird things because they want to be famous. People are going to do, weird things because they want to be popular and they want to trend, all of those things. And if you choose not to do those things, you will be looked at as an SU. You'll be looked at as someone who is not quote unquote woke, right? And having a very strong personality, having something that you believe in, that you are so unashamed of, goes a very long way in making sure that you don't get shoved to the side, and so that you don't get intimidated as well. So these are things that I have had to hold on to in my two hands to just kind of exist in that space, right? And it's been very rewarding. I'll be honest enough to say it's been very rewarding. I have met lots of people that I probably would never have met if I went in a different direction. I have interviewed literally anyone that I would ever dream of interviewing, and that for me is a major thing. I remember that some of you know that I have resigned from my radio job. So I remember that in the weeks that led to that decision, or that information going public, I sat down and I did a sort of evaluation. It's like, okay, Bella, sit down and think about this. Will you say that you have achieved all that you wanted to achieve as a media or a radio personality? And I can beat my chest any day and say, yes, I achieved everything I wanted to achieve, being a radio personality. Perhaps what's left is to be on BBC. Um, but as far as Nigeria goes, I have really had a beautiful time. Like I said, I have interviewed the who is who. Hey, the who is who. I have interviewed who. I have met people. I have worked with the biggest brands in Nigeria, in Africa, and even outside these shores. From just being a radio person to being a voiceover artist, and I've also acted in productions that have been widely acclaimed. And it's a very tough one. People are going to want to suggest weird things to you, but because of my faith, I am very confident in my gifts by the grace of God, and I'm like, yo, I'm gonna do that. Okay, if Jesus do it, God will give us the grace. But it's like, you're not going to do anything that's going to that's going to test the faith that I really strongly believe. And
Yeah.
you lose some opportunities, to be honest, and that's one thing that I have become comfortable with beyond, oh, Bella, I recognize you, oh, that's Bellarose, oh, that's, times that that there are certain heights that you could have reached if you decided to go some way. So, turn on some of this, makes you really remember why you were there, so you don't necessarily lose your soul, and so that you are grounded. And yeah, working hard also make sure that you reach levels so that you can become disciplined. It's something that was very big for me. It's like I'm a Christian as well. It's possible to be a Christian and to be media personality. Don't be deceived. So kind of rising, I guess, to that status, is something that I'm grateful for. Right. So people see me and they're like, oh, I recognize you. Someone walked up to me the other day at church. Right. I'll just share this and that'll be the end of this answer. And she said, Bella, hi. In fact, a number of people have come to me and said, I came to your church because of what you posted on Instagram. And the other day anyway, some lady walks up to me and she says, Bella, I follow you on Instagram and I came to your church and I just want to tell you that you're so inspiring. Please don't stop talking about Jesus. Please don't stop. You're talented, you're this and you're that. Thank you for always, being that person who's all about talent, who does really good, fantastic work, but who also stands for Jesus. So for me, that is well done. I'm always happy to hear stuff like that, and so I will try by the grace of God to just keep on doing stuff that will get those kinds of comments.
That's really amazing. Really, really amazing. I know Bella to be a hard work. Let me farm you now. I know Bella to be a hard worker. Uncover the face. I know Bella to be a hard worker, and someone that really, really, is great at what she does. Whether it's radio, TV, voice artistry, acting. Like one person packed into just one person with this bundle of talent. And I know that there's a root to this. I know that there is a background to this. Would you say that having studied mass communication in the Redeemers University shaped this, and made you the media personality that you are, or the voice actor that you are? Or did you have this dream, before, starting out as a mass communication undergrad in the Redeemers University?
So simple answer, it just contributed. The dream has always been there, right? I have always wanted to be a media person. I have always wanted to be a broadcaster. I have always wanted to be a broadcaster. So the Redeemers University just was a major contributing factor to this person that you see, and me choosing to follow in the direction I have always wanted to go, right? So I'm incredibly grateful for the opportunity to be with Redeemers University graduates. However, I will make bold to say, by the grace of God, definitely, I could have gone to another university and just gone in that same direction, to be honest. So yeah, the dream has always been there for as long as I can remember. And the Redeemers University was a good stage for a number of those things to start from. It did not make me. It was an ingredient, a major ingredient. Yeah.
Okay, that's great. That's great. If you have any questions, for Bella, and probably you want to start a career in broadcasting, even if you study microbiology, please ask that question right away. Ask that question right away, and I'm sure Bellarose will be able to answer it. If you have any, career-related questions, we're talking about her career. and how she's been able to build a career for herself. So please don't be shy. Ask the question. And then I'm sure Bella will be able to answer.
Okay, so I do have a question. And you've spoken about your numerous talents, you're a broadcaster, you're an actor. And my question is going to be based on the fact that you are an actor. So, thank God for Instagram. Instagram has given people the opportunity to showcase as many talents that they didn't even know existed in their lives, beautiful platform. And, it was beautiful to see your alter ego, not Bellarose. And it was hilarious. Like, the content you put out there is hilarious. I haven't seen stuff
Very
in a while,
hilarious.
so I don't know what's happening. But before you answer that question, the original question was, how did Not Bellarose actually come about?
I'm curious to know.
People who know me very well, I can be a very comical person. Right? I have moments where I'm just making jokes, and that's for people who are really in a circle. And so in 2016, these are things that we do in my house. So I guess the genesis of Not Bellarose, before there was Not Bellarose, in the house, we love to laugh. We're very close knit, as most of you know. And so my sister and me, my mom, my brothers, my dad, God rest his soul, we just love to mimic people, imitate people that we watch on television, and just laugh. So it was something that we did typically. Fast forward to 2016, right? I was already even using Snapchat before then, just for like funny pictures or whatever, and all those filters. So one time, my sister and my mom traveled, right? My dad and me were at home, and I just opened one of the Snapchat filters, and then I recorded something. And I will not lie to you, right? About 90% of the things you see on Not Bellarose are spontaneous. They're not things that I sit down and sort of like plan. 90% of the things that you see there are spontaneous. I open up Snapchat, I choose a filter, and the character just comes to life. So that's what happened on that night in 2016. Was it 2016? Yeah, 2016. I think it was before my sister got married, or it was even after. I can't remember. Anywho, so I recorded myself, and I thought it was so hilarious, and I shared on my Instagram page. And I had done a few things before then, just weird characters, and people thought they were really funny. My sister thought it was funny. My dad was like so amused and everything. So it was just a thing. And then my sister one day was like, why not just open a separate Instagram page for this? Like, you could just do a separate handle this. It was almost like a meeting between my sister and me. You're like, okay, Bella, I have a proper Instagram handle for this. Not because there was any business angle to it at all. It was just, because you're on radio, because you do X, Y, and Z things. I do a lot of things. It's like, just so people don't mix up your content, just have a separate handle for this. And so about a month after my dad went to be with the Lord in 2017, I believe, I opened, Not Bellarose. I've been going back and forth about the handle. I'm like, should I do, I can't remember. I think one of the major characters that I had kind of come up with on my page was a Yataju. And so my dad was like, oh, you could do an Yataju, or you could do Bella's alter ego or something. So there was this guy that was very popular back in the day. His name is his handle was Not Carlton Banks. He does this pseudo Christian content on Instagram. So I thought I could use that Not and Bellarose, and that's how the name came about, and everything else that I've seen since then, since 2017, I think. Yeah. 2017.
All right, so that's
yeah.
It's really amazing. It's really amazing, how it's grown from then, till now. And then we expect more skits, but
I know.
But
I'll be honest enough to say, sorry to
more
cut you off, sir. I'm honest enough to say that I do get imposter syndrome sometimes. I'm like, this thing isn't funny. Let me not post it. So sometimes whatever I post has to go through my board of directors, my sister, and my mom. If they are really amused, I feel like, aha, this is funny, I'm going to post it. Truth is, they always say it's funny, but I'm like,
Okay.
you guys are saying this because you want to feel good. It's not funny to me. I'm not posting it. So that, and then
You
there's
are just making, just
satire. Some of the content I had put up were really satirical, and that's what I really like. But again, in a sense, because of how sensitive the environment is in Nigeria, one has to be very careful about satire. So I think that also in a sense affected what I was doing. And I don't like slapstick comedy, apologies to people who like it and do it, but just my personal preference, I don't like slapstick comedy. I like when it's meaningful, and all of that. So yeah, if you needed context as to why I haven't put out some content recently, there you go.
Okay, so I feel that for many who haven't seen any of the skits, let's just watch and have a laugh, once again. And for those that have seen it, I think it will take you down memory lane, But for those that haven't seen it, well, here is one of not Bellarose's skit.
Oh, I think it's very funny one, please. Start from one now. Yeah. Where is 3? Oh, wow, put it.
Okay, so.
Oh, my days. Oh, you guys.
Okay, so it's really amazing because that particular video where it says 1, 2, 3, and then watching this little girl do it, it's just funny because I think that was during the lockdown. You created that content, that particular one, the last one during the lockdown.
A lip sync, actually. That was a lip sync to one of the TikTok sounds. Yeah.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
I was on mute, yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Anyway, thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing that. I'm inspired. Even me go, exclusive. Me self, I want to start doing TikTok content. Bella, perhaps we can collaborate on some things. Who knows?
Perhaps we can.
So what will you call yourself though?
Don't worry.
What will we call
GBK's
alter ego?
Name is not an issue. Don't more worried. Don't worry. When it come, you will know.
Did you see the personality jump out? I'm not worried.
Okay, I've always been wanting to ask this question, and based on your, the various things you said, you've kind of dropped hints and all. And my question would be, in this wonderful entertainment industry, it's one thing for you stand, you represent a particular faith, and you've already said that you're a minister of Jesus, fantastic. But how have you been able to how have you been able to manage the pressures, people expect you to do certain things because you work in the media, because you have a platform of your own, or people expect you to endorse certain things that I would say that are contrary to your beliefs. So how have you been able to manage the the two sides of the coin?
I'll be honest enough for us to say it's not as difficult as we make it sound. It is not as difficult as it makes it sound. It makes it sound like, oh my gosh, once you enter, there's a door, and if you enter the door, you are doomed. Nah, it's really not that difficult. And the truth is, it doesn't come at once, right? So before I continue, I will not underplay the grace of God and the mercies of God. You don't always get it right. I don't always get it right. Much as I am Christian, I am very vocal about my faith. I believe in Jesus, like water that I drink, right? But sometimes you fall. You know what I mean? Falling in this context can be just about anything. It could be maybe succumbing to some stuff. It could be agreeing to certain things. It It could be sometimes even not speaking up, when things are happening around you and you know that these things are maybe against your faith, but the messages of God avail every time. Because when you go back and like, God, I know that's not was wrong, please have mercy on me, right? And that's the human in every one of us. Being able to actually just confess your sins is also not that difficult. So moving on to the difficulty or otherwise of some of these things, people don't suggest these things at once. They don't try to lure you into doing some of these things at once. It comes in doses, right? So the first, they can just try to tell you, this song, oh Bella, you should totally listen to this song or whatever. And I listen to it, I'm like, nah, the lyrics of this song are too lewd. I can't listen to it. So it goes from that to yes, when the song is playing, you're singing the song along. The song now becomes your jam, right? And then like they start suggesting some of these things, like, oh, let's go to this place now. XYZ person will be there and all of those things. So it starts small. It starts small. This person, this artist sent a package, this alcohol in it, and you don't drink alcohol. Say just taste them now. It's nothing, just taste them. That's now 7% alcohol. You not go do you anything. No, you now sip. Right? Next time they'll bring 14% alcohol for you to drink. They'll say this one just a little bit. Don't do it, you can mix it. So it comes in doses. They will not bring it at once, right? So standing for something is very important, and that's why I say, look, I know Jesus Christ like the water that I drink. I know. So if you are a Christian and you don't really, really, really know the one whom you have surrendered your life to, right? And I would just say this for anyone out there who is not saved yet, I believe that the times are very perilous right now, and it's a good time for you to really take your relationship with Jesus Christ very, very seriously, because the peace that you search for, the validation that you look for, the love that you may be looking for, you will not find on social media. Twitter people don't like you. Don't be deceived by your number of retweets. They do not exactly love you. So look for love where it is unending. But yeah, you need to really stand for something. Believe what you know as the truth. And if you're not those things, speak up, right? And in the event that you fall, ask God to forgive you and try as much as you possibly can not to smell what you want to eat, right? Oh, I know. I know they smoke. I know they smoke weed, but you're hanging around with smokers. When you live there, your clothes will smell weed, and it has a very so it's in those little things. Try as much as possible not to get involved with things that will on the long term be disadvantage you. Again, it's not as hard as it sounds.
All right,
but there are landmines everywhere, so just be careful.
all right.
And
Okay.
we're also quiet.
Yeah, sorry. I keep forgetting that I muted my microphone and I just want to talk and then I just see oh, mic is muted. Osas, do you have any questions as we begin to round off?
Yes, so I was gonna ask, one question. You have people that so you are an MC, that side of you is still very, very active. You're an actor, you're a voice actor.
That was really not a nice time for the network. Just bail out on us. And I honestly cannot even think of what he was trying to ask. Okay, he is back. Let's quickly have him on. Let's have him on.
All right.
Yeah.
So, question I was gonna ask, you are all and more, because I know that there are still many, talents that are undiscovered rather, that you are yet to explore. Now how are you able to mix all this together and
I'll give a very
properly,
short
properly mix all? I can't hear you, Bella.
Okay, but I thought you were still speaking. So, honestly, it's not the easiest thing to do. I'm not the most organized person in the room. So I mix up, communication sometimes. Osas, how I can be with messages. Um, so that's say, Bella, you will not respond or I'm like trying because I'm doing a million things. It's not the easiest thing to be honest. And so like every day I'm just trying to be better at organizing all of the responsibilities I have and of the expression that I can give. Sort of helps me is, clients, right? In a sense, they kind of help me. So when I know that I want to do something for someone, I just kind of block it, and my mind is stayed on. Oh, I need to do a voiceover for somebody. I need to, perhaps go for a table reading for whatever. If I'm going to be acting, or I'm going to be recording a podcast for someone, since I don't work traditionally on radio anymore. So it kind of, so in a sense, it's not controlled by them, but they have given me a sense of structure, in order to do all of these things at different levels, right? And I also have people in my family who are really awesome. So sometimes they'll be like, no, don't taste, don't do that one, take a break. Or my sister sometimes, who's also telling me, you need to relax. And one of my favorite is Romans 8:28. All things work together for good for those who love God and are called according to His purpose. Like sometimes I don't know how to itemize what I need to do, so I can be shedding things anyhow and not taking notes. Like I said, I'm not the most organized person around, and everything just works out. Like nothing is clashing. So I just like, yeah, things are working together for my good. Things are just lines are falling onto me in pleasant places. And yes, I really believe that because it has happened to me in real life where I'm not necessarily thinking about some of the things I want to do, but as I'm booking stuff, nothing is clashing with the other. So yeah, I rely on God and my community who are very supportive and help me as well.
All right, that's great. We all rely on God, for help, in these times. We all do. Okay, so I think that's where I'm about to use a word that has been used so many times in the media space. So that's where we draw the curtain.
Hey.
That's where we draw the curtain on today's alumni showcase. If you have any further questions, I'm sure the email, the official email of the alumni showcase will be scrolling on your screen. You can send in your questions there, and then if you have any contribution suggestions to making this program better, please do send it in there. This is our third episode. Time runs so fast. This is our third episode. And then we're moving, to the fourth one very soon. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows who will be here next? Who knows? Jibika, who knows? No one knows, right?
It'll be unveiled shortly.
All right. Thank you very much for being a part of today's alumni showcase. Thanks to Bellarose for being our guest for today.
I apologize.
Amazing guest.
I apologize for the quality and the initial break as well. Better next time.
Yes, it will. Yes, it will.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. We look forward to hearing greater things from you, and then we look forward to more skits. We look forward to more collaborations. International brands, yeah, as well. Collaboration with international brands, and we look forward to that BBC or CNN job.
I'm more BBC though, but yeah.
Okay, so we look forward to it. Thanks very much, guys, for joining us today. From myself, from GBK, and from everyone, please do have an amazing evening. We know that Bellarose is a Chelsea fan, so we look forward to probably a Chelsea win. Who knows?
Did you have to add that?
Please pray for us.
Well, We're praying and fasting. Don't worry.
Blue,
We're praying and
blue.
fasting. But if you lose, just know that you should hold it in good faith. Just hold it in good faith. Just hold it in good faith. Thank you very much, guys, for joining in. From myself, from GBK,
Thank you, guys.
and the entire team. Have a great night. Have a great evening.